That was the reasoning behind Tom, but let's see. He gets to go first, which is always a great thing for Labrynth. Let's see this setup.
I want to say, do you feel that way yourself? Oftentimes when you lose to a deck, you think, wow, this deck must be really good. Do you ever have that feeling?
I feel like it could be a bias sometimes, but yeah, there can be truth behind it. And yeah, this is
classic set forward pass. And now let's hope he's also not channeling his own Yoho on and his opponent is getting the Harpy's Feather Duster. That would be crucial. But Luca on a very cool strategy as well. He's one for the Firemans, huh? He's a Rescue Ace player, still also undefeated in this tournament. But that, first of all, of course, is a very well-known card, not from the Rescue Ace archetype. Kashtira Fenrir.
Yep, a card that Tom knows very well. He was on Kashtira for a long time, and now he's facing the Fenrir.
So, also it's now interesting because Tom knows this card is in so many different decks right now, so he cannot really tell what kind of deck he's facing at the moment just yet, and he has to make the decision, is that Fenrir too scary? Do I have to react on it right away? And he makes the decision not to. And now he knows the deck though. There is the normal summon of Rescue Ace Airlifter. Oh! This card brought nightmares to Tom Kleinengräber only a couple of months ago, but now he's using the power of it himself.
Yeah, to be fair, some of the Rescue Ace, you can still use under Skill Drain because you get Tribute, so you have a few options around it, but still, Skill Drain is so powerful. You need to find a way around it, and right now the top priority is knowing whether there is a Labrynth card face down, because the deck can brick on these kind of traps, and if he doesn't see its engine, this could be it.
Yeah, I mean, we could just get some attack points together here. Fenrir is definitely helping with that, with already 2,400 on the field. Rescue Ace Airlifter also not too small with 1,700. So that's definitely not the worst start here for Luca either.
Yeah, one of the things about the Rescue Ace deck is a lot of the monsters are very big, and you can just summon them straight from your hand pretty easily. So it can be very good in situations where you
there is indeed also an engine card for Tom. That is... Is that Big Welcome Labrynth?
Yes,
it is, right?
Yeah. And there is no Ash Blossom, most importantly. So he gets to this lady, which is going to be a problem to deal with for Luca.
Yeah, it's just too big. Neither the Fenrir or the Airlifter can actually run over this, and therefore Luca is not going to deal any damage this turn, and he's mumbling something into the microphone, probably not too happy about the developments here. That one die roll by Tom certainly was helping with the pickup of Skill Drain there.
Skill Drain almost turns Yu-Gi-Oh into a bit of a mini-game, as it's like, who can summon the largest monster?
Totally. And then just one back row being set. Kind of an indicator on whether that is an impermanence, maybe, because it's in the same column as Skill Drain. Problem, though, if a card already is negated, you cannot even use the Imperm anymore. Therefore, that Imperm, if it is an Imperm, it will not help.
Right, indeed. And, I mean, one of the oldest, strategies was the...
it is not that, though. It is Contain, one of the in-engine cards of the Rescue Ace deck. And if you control the Rescue Ace monster, you can just target one effect monster your opponent controls, and it cannot attack that turn. Also, its effects are negated. So it says also its effects are negated, so you are free to activate it, right?
Absolutely.
So this is just preventing it from attacking for just the one turn?
Problem is, true, like the lady is also negated, therefore you can target it. So there's so many different things working together here, because normally when you have set cards, the lady can also not be targeted, but now the lady is negated as well, so Skill Drain doing things for both players here.
It's pretty much, Necrogardener kind of effect right now.
Feels like a very sort of mid trap card. I think people have been playing negate attack for a very long time.
Oh, okay, we chain the lady. Okay. Is that an indicator that we... Oh... Interesting. Immediately going to chain
the Impulse, right?
The Impulse there as well, indeed.
And a nice play from Tom there. This is the kind of classic way of playing around Skill Drain, is to activate a monster effect and then remove the monster from the field. Because Skill Drain only negates monsters if they're resolving on the field, unlike a lot of other effect negations.
Yeah, so we just used our opponent's trap card to now set another trap card to our side with the lady. That's very heads up by Tom. And I think people were scared of actually bringing Labrynth lately to a tournament because there's so much Unchained, and Unchained was so popular. And the matchup between those two decks does not seem very favorable for Labrynth. But now, that we saw the breakdown. There is not even that much Unchained here at the tournament. So all of a sudden, I really like the decision and the call of Tom Kleinriver to bring the Labrynth strategy here.
And he gets to the Turbulence, right? Yeah.
That is indeed the Turbulence.
The boss monster of the deck. And all in all, 3000 attack, so...
Yeah, I mean, under skilled Ren, that's the best you can get in this deck. Certainly not the worst card to have there. And now, maybe Tom really needs an answer to this.
Well, he's still searching through his deck for a trap card from Lady. Lovely late.
What options could he have to deal with this?
So, Daruma Cannon, of course, always is an option. Ice Dragon's Prison is a kind of nice option as well.
Terror of the Overroot is very popular.
Certainly, certainly.
I didn't actually see what he said there. We were too busy talking
no, it was the Labrynth, the regular Labrynth.
Just welcome Labrynth.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. And
at the end of the day, you can just summon a lady in attack position, right?
Oh, and there's Kuklok now right after. Okay. And that means we can immediately activate the welcome Labrynth this turn, even though it was just sat. But that's the effect of Labrynth Kuklok, of course.
This could still be the battle phase, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. You still have no way of dealing with the Turbulence, I guess, right away?
You can just crash with a...
Alright, 29, right? And that's
It's 3000 attack.
You mean with the other, though?
Yeah, you can just...
Lady is 29, so you need to summon the other.
No, Lady is 3000, absolutely.
Lady is 3000, yeah, it's 2-9 defense, 3k
okay, yeah, the defense, yeah, that's right.
So, is that going to be another Lady? Indeed it is. So we want to take care of that Turbulence there.
Right.
100 attack points being, quite crucial.
I was thinking of Lovely, I guess.
Yeah, Lovely's 2009, and I want to say 26 defense.
Nope, only 1,900 defense there.
I'm useless.
But almost. Oh, okay, we don't even immediately go for the crash. We just run over the airlifter first of all. But I mean, there's no rush in actually getting that Turbulence off the field, because we can still do it next turn. Our opponent could decide to do it himself, and so we already cleared another monster, so I think I like the decision of Tom here.
Well, that does potentially leave your other lady open to being attacked.
That's fair, yeah, true. But maybe we have something like Big Welcome Labrynth now to just get it back to hand or something. I think there are plenty of options for Tom to just still be chill here and not be too concerned about it. Also, especially because his opponent, I was talking about good old Happiest Feather Duster, only is playing that card in the side deck, so we're not going to see it here in game number 1. Oh, okay, there is Emergency. And Emergency, of course, says that you can special one out and then send one from hand or field to the graveyard. So that's an additional way to play around skill drain, actually.
Yeah, Luca following the trick of Tom there, so you activate is it Airlifter, Chainlink 1, and then Emergency Chainlink 2.
Yeah, totally is. And he's bringing out the Rescue Ace Preventer there, which... Oh, did he? Oh, he immediately sent that to the graveyard as well, right? Yeah.
The Airlifter was sent to the graveyard, yeah, so it's affecting Resolve.
Oh, okay, the Preventer only was in the hand of Tom, I see. Yeah. And we are going to search out the field spell. That's only a one of them in the deck, Rescue Ace Headquarter.
Yeah, it's really good for these grind game situations. It's got a kind of Pot of Avarice-like effect.
Yeah, it does. And while your opponent controls a monster, all Rescue Ace monsters you control gain 5 on attack and defense. That's actually quite crucial here in this situation, because that will make this big Turbulence even bigger.
Yeah, I feel like Tom's probably in this situation. Like, I activated my skill drain, I summoned my big Labrynth monster. You were just supposed to lose.
Usually that's enough, right? Usually that is totally enough, because there are no real monsters in the format that are bigger than 3,000 attack points. But here we are having Turbulence and even the field spell in hand to make it even bigger. So, does Tom want to react on that? His defense position, Lady, is in danger of getting run over here, and that is going to be Dimension Barrier. Okay.
I'm sensing probably more of a chain is about to be constructed.
You think so, yeah.
Okay, so that must mean there's also... Oh, Daruma Cannon is going to take that Lady off the field, and therefore it will be resolving. But it will take all of the cards off, or like not off the field, but they are going to get booked, and therefore it is still going to be able to resolve there.
I feel like maybe Luca could have... Oh, no, he couldn't have played... Oh, yeah, he could have played around that, perhaps. Because when Tom activated the Dimensional Barrier, it was clearly not because he wanted to resolve the Dimensional Barrier, but because he wanted to resolve the Lady. So maybe as Chainlink 2, you could activate your Preventer. Even though it wouldn't have done anything, it just would have prevented
Yeah.
Still would have prevented, just in a
Exactly.
different way that it normally does, just by blocking up the chain and preventing Tom from getting a
Rescue Ace Preventer, just preventing in all kind of ways. You're right, totally. I like that. Just chain blocking, not giving your opponent the possibility to do that is actually nice. And there is another Turbulence. So Luca not only having one, but another one here too. Only banishing 2 Rescue Ace cards from your graveyard, bringing itself out, easy peasy, and there you have your boss monster. It's obviously not as bossy as it is otherwise, where you could just set 4 cards from your deck right away, but still there's 3,000, 3,000.
This is more of an old-fashioned boss monster,
Yeah.
which just summons itself and has 3,000 attack and defense. I think that's a good enough boss monster to me.
Totally. And then also Emergency Graveyard Effect was activated to set back 1 card from the graveyard there. Also very, very good.
So Tom's going to have to come up with something here, because I don't see it's obvious how he's going to deal with these turbulences.
So far, I don't see a solution to that either. So we are going after the Fenrir first of all. Okay. And that should be the Preventer, right?
That is the Preventer, and the Preventer has an effect when it's sent to the graveyard that you can special summon a Rescue Ace from your banished pile.
It's adding up, isn't it? Luca didn't look great when the skill ring was flipped, but now he's kind of grinding into this. Rescue Ace not looking too bad. I mean, the support that Rescue Ace recently received is actually just so good, isn't it? Like the deck with the new emergency spell card, that's just the heart and soul of the deck. It's just so, so powerful.
And it's fresh of a second place finish on YCS Cancun, so definitely a force to be reckoned.
Totally is.
Honestly, to me as well, one of the things, it's just so cool playing a deck that's kind of based around fire engines. I mean, like, it brings out the little kid in everyone who didn't love playing with the fire truck as a kid.
Absolutely. And there is a very interesting card.
Yeah.
And I was going over Tom's deck list, and I had no idea why this is in there, but there is a Runic Flashing Fire, which he's activating to destroy the Turbulence. And Luca is also like, what is going on here? How is this card supposed to be in your deck? And I still don't really have an explanation to it. Because, I mean, you have cards like Lady, which trigger off of activating trap cards, and now all of a sudden you decide to play a spell card instead.
Especially because I feel like when you think of Labrynth, you think of like a 30 trap card deck, and when you think of Runic, of a 30 spell deck, so you really wouldn't think of mashing them up together, but...
I think it has some nice little tricks. I think a nice cool thing is you can summon a Hugin to protect yourself from a Lightning Storm or a Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, giving up your battle phase, I mean, it doesn't seem like this game's going very fast, so giving up a battle phase doesn't feel like the end of the world.
No, but it's a solid card. I don't hate the idea, I guess. It's still good going second, and yeah, it does whatever.
And I mean, now the graveyard effects are going to be strong, because there is Welcome Labrynth just being able to set itself back. Oh, did we do that in the battle phase? Because
yeah, it's all still in the battle phase.
Okay, all still in the battle phase. I see.
A quite funny thing is normally the Flashing Fire banishing cards is a nice little bonus, but in this case it might actually be a downside, because Luca's Rescue Ace Headquarters can shuffle back your banished and graveyard, I think, Rescue Ace monsters and draw a card, so maybe banishing some extra ones is not so helpful. And you can also get monsters back with Preventer.
There it is, exactly as you mentioned. You can target 4 of your banished Rescue Aces, but even in the graveyard they work, so this might have actually given access to this.
Luca was holding back onto it. I mean, he could have already activated it just for the attack and defense boost, but he was waiting for a time where he could also just use the good effect to draw another card, replacing the Rescue Ace Headquarter right away, basically.
I'm interested, why he didn't just activate it last turn, because it maybe would have made for some favorable attacks.
Yeah, I mean, it even boosts defense, so if it would only be for attack and all of your monsters are set, it doesn't really do too much, but it actually is also boosting the defense, therefore it would have been good last turn as well. So, Tom kind of playing against his own skill drain as well. I think if the skill drain wasn't there the last couple of turns, just having the Lovely on the field as well and everything would have been really, really powerful, but Tom just has to pilot through his own skill drain too.
Feels like he's having to work very hard this game for a game where you normally just, you kind of expect when you resolve that skill drain, going first with your Labrynth engine, you feel like you should just be winning quite comfortably, but that really doesn't seem to be the case.
That is true. So, now Luca thinking about it. What is he going to do after the headquarter? Or I think it's rather Tom thinking whether he has an answer to that headquarter right now.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure who's pausing.
Is there a chance that he's trying to bounce the Rescue Ace Headquarter back to the hand whenever Luca is activating the effect? Because it is once per turn. Is it even once per turn? Yeah. No, it is not. It's once per copy, so he could just do it again then.
In the meantime, we can go back to our...
There we are, just as we left. I don't see any difference, to be honest. There comes the welcome Labrynth that has been reset. Love the lady also chaining at 7. Yeah. Also, we are going to chain, of course, the big welcome Labrynth to make the lady resolve in the end.
It looks like Tom's having a lot of fun with this, bouncing it in response to his own skill drain. Almost feels like maybe he's having too much fun with it. Maybe he should just like use his removal effects to remove his opponent's monsters rather than like keep setting more traps.
We see Terrors of the Overroot, a one-off in his deck. You were already mentioning it earlier. Pretty good to just out basically whatever he wants.
It's important here because he didn't have an out yet to the 3500 thanks to the field spell, right?
Yeah, so true.
Terrors of the Overroot almost feels like the new compulsory evacuation device. I know that's a bit mean to say because compulsory evacuation device is a card that's, you know, dear to my heart, and it might be to many other players. It's just like a trap card that's just so easy. You know, there's a monster on the field, no, go away, I don't like it. Whereas Terrors of the Overroot does that, but it also sends it to the grave, and often you can give your opponent something reasonably useless in return.
Yeah, just make them sad in Ash Blossom or something. That seems pretty good. But yeah, Compulsion was basically the card used in Altergeist, the old school trap deck, which also got some support lately. Maybe we can see it for the rest of the weekend at some point in the feature match as well. I would love that, honestly. But also we saw there was Stovey Tobby being summoned, and that's another cool feature about the... we call them furniture pieces. You can send them from the field as well. Therefore, they can not only be used from the field, but also from the hand. And then you can play around skill drain with that, because they are in the graveyard when they are resolving.
Yeah, now thanks to the clock, he can flip the Terrors right away, and he gets rid of the field spell, it seems, yeah?
I think that makes a lot of sense, because we were all identifying how that was going to be really, really a problem. Is there any way for the Rescue Ace deck to get Fetch that out of the graveyard?
Don't really think so, to be honest.
Yeah. But now he has to skip the battle phase, and so play is back to Luca.
No, this is still Luca's turn, right?
Okay, we got rid of the lovely.
Just a long turn.
Yeah, he has not even flipped the Turbulence up just yet. Okay, there come. Oh, I think it was Chainlink 1 Turbulence, Chainlink 2 Emergency. So we might see this Turbulence resolve because we are going to put it to the graveyard on resolve. That would be crazy. And it is resolving, I'm pretty sure. We are going to set multiple cards here. I don't think we're going to get 4 because we already had one of the traps resolving, and usually that's a one-off. But he still is finding 4 different ones, I think.
Well, do you not need 4 different names? It looked like there were 2 copies of the same card.
I think they just looked very similar.
Maybe they just looked
similar. If Emergency was Chainlink 2, wouldn't it still be on the field when it resolves?
How would it be? Because Emergency sends it to the graveyard, and then Chainlink 1 resolves.
Yeah, but cards are still on the if you activate a card as part of a chain, it's still on the field until the chain resolves.
So
but it is sending it as part of the card effect. So it's not about the emergency,
but it sends the monster, it doesn't send itself, right?
Yeah, emergency is sending the... So emergency should still be on the field.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so we cannot set 4. Oh, yeah, true, you're right. You're totally right.
It can be a bit confusing sometimes, like there's not...
So I totally get your point now, for sure.
Yeah.
So we should definitely check on that. So I think judges have now picked up onto it.
It shouldn't be too difficult to repair, right? You just pick 3 instead of 4.
Yeah, I'm sure they...
they
are now catching up on it, so he will have to give up one of these.
So what did he have? He had alert?
I mean, he's just going to get rid of one of them, I guess,
It doesn't really change too much, it's true.
No, but still,
Yeah, for sure. He has one last card, for sure. And I mean, it kind of looked like it was going very much into the direction of Tom, but now with the result of that Turbulence, it immediately feels like a tempo shift, right? Because Luca has so many cards available to him now just for free, and I feel like he might be in a good position there.
Yeah, definitely. We mentioned it. It's a back and forth, and already 20 minutes down the line. And this game does not look like it's over at any point soon. So
Totally. Very, very much a grind game. So what other cards that we have there? That's Alert, I'm pretty sure, right?
So Alert can add I think it's going to add a rescue. Does it add a card from the grave to the hand, or a monster?
No, it's just a monster from the graveyard to the hand.
I really wanted him to be able to get that HQ back, but I'm not sure it's possible.
Yeah, I don't think he can. Oh wait, but is this maybe rescue even? That looks like rescue,
Yeah, rescue.
right?
That can summon a monster from. It can summon a monster from your graveyard, and if you have the fire hydrant, then you can summon one from either graveyard.
Yeah, true. So now we have figured this out. We have indeed only 4 cards in our back row, but still Tom is just going to pass it back over to Luca because there was no battle phase and also no monster he could even attack with. So Luca now with a bunch of options.
Yeah.
And
it just
it looks like, yeah, there's a Heavenly Prison, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he revealed the Heavenly Prison and that's about it. Yep.
The Extinguish trap, does that just destroy monsters? So I think that was the trap card that was set.
Yeah, pretty much. He destroys. Yeah, so but it's a monster. Yeah, only monsters.
That's still pretty useful.
Yep.
Definitely is. So Luca now in the driver's seat, having the Turbulence still on the field. Now also another preventer out there. Preventing all kind of things, as he usually does, right? Just preventing Tom from having a good position here in this game. But as soon as he resolves that Lord of the Heavenly Prison again, he might be turning it around once more. Let's see. There is now, first of all, the big welcome.
Is Tom going to be starting to run low on like just cards and traps and things, monsters in his deck?
I think
like
monsters, first of all, to be honest.
Going, yeah.
He went through multiple monsters already, and I mean, there aren't that many in the Labrynth deck. He's on 1 Lovely and only 2 Lady Labrynth, and I think, is he through both of them? Like through all 3 of them already?
I've definitely seen both Ladies hit the graveyard, and Lovely is also in the graveyard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can summon them back with Big Welcome, but instead he chose to summon a Ariana from the deck.
Oh yeah, true, that was the Ariana.
From the hand.
I guess we could see a Chaos Angel maybe later on in this duel, which could be a good way to, you know.
So then there's Ice Dragon's Prison being set. Now we activate the effect of Stovey Torby, just getting another trap card. Checking our graveyard first to know which cards still are available. And yes, there is still another Welcome Labrynth to be set to that back row.
I think he really just wants the Kuklok back.
And there it is, just returning to the hand.
But the problem with the Kuklok at the moment is you need a Labrynth in play to be able to activate its effect, which he doesn't have.
Yeah, but he has double welcome, so for next turn at least he can do some interesting plays. So
yeah, totally.
So do we think we're going to see maybe the Extinguish activated here, just to get some damage through?
So Luca thinking about it, that's for sure. Yep,
he does.
There it is. Extinguish onto the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. Resolving as well. And I mean, Tom is down to 6,900, and that Turbulence is big, so...
Yep. A lot of damage coming his way.
Like this is just such like a classic Yu-Gi-Oh game where your opponent's just got like 5 traps and you're just like, let me just attack and see what happens.
Okay, so we use Kuklok first of all, so we can trigger our
But that's huge,
lady.
Ice Dragon Prison is huge here.
Definitely helps, yeah. Oh, both Turbulences are going to be gone. And they are now.
Is that, I mean, the Turbulence can still come back. So, thanks to the preventer, but
apparently
Luca will try it against Labrynth.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like crazy, but it also doesn't seem super bad, honestly.
There is like skill drain. The only thing I would think is Labrynth have got a lot of room in their extra deck, and you often don't want to commit to an Ibli if you think your opponent's going to just have an easy, like, just one card in their extra deck.
He's running Liguri, but to be honest, so it really isn't recommended to do that here. But let's see. We will see a couple more cards here for Luca because he is starting off with the Pot of Prosperity, the also powerful card.
So what in his side deck do you think he'd bring in when he gets to go first? Because obviously we see like Lightning.
This one as well. I think we've seen some cool options. Also, Ash Blossom is amazing. And, I think just Ash Blossom as a backup seems great.
I'm surprised Droplets managed to stay in the deck, in the side decking.
Fair.
But yeah, that's
just taking the Harpiest Feather Duster, so Tom knows his destiny. He knows he cannot play into it too much.
But I mean, I mentioned it in the last, he's got a lot of responses to Harpiest Feather Duster. He's got Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and any copy of Flashing Fire will also do the trick. So I don't think he should be too upset by it.
Yeah, there's Fenrir now as well. Looks like a very solid opening for Luca if he also has access to Engine, because I think even through Prosperity there was no access to Engine, right? I didn't see any, so maybe he's lacking Engine.
Oftentimes when you start your turn with a Prosperity, it means you don't have Engine, because otherwise you can sort of
Agreed.
go through your Engine and then play Prosperity afterwards, so you have a thinner deck to search for your non-Engine cards.
So is there any kind?
Yeah.
Oh, he just passes
it.
on the Fenrir. That is huge for Tom. I mean, he now knows there is the Harpies Feather Duster, but as you said, if he has a way to play around it, that's massive.
I think that is a really cool innovation. I mean, it doesn't deal with evenly matched, the flashing fire, but I feel like a problem that a lot of Labrynth players talk about is cards like Harpy's Feather Duster. So having an extra 3 ways of dealing with it that's also versatile and can be useful in other situations is a really cool innovation.
Yeah, definitely is. So Tom is just going for 6 cards that is going to resolve. What are we seeing? So that's Engine. That's the card that just won you the last game, Skill Drain. And also an answer to the Feather Duster if we take the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So that's actually like really good there.
This looks like a very good end, actually.
Yeah,
like
you can just take this as his hand for sure.
Swap it.
There he
Makes
is,
sense.
Lord of the Heavenly Prison. And Luca is laughing, so already immediately playing around that Harpy's Feather Duster.
Is he going to say 5?
I think so. I think he enjoys it too much. He is going to do it.
Labrynth combo.
Look
Best
classic. I think he's shuffling his hand right now, just randomly setting all 5.
There they are.
Oh, baby, we love to see it. All 5 cards, back row is full and loaded. Let's see where this is going. And he's like, he's holding up his hands. Yeah, what am I supposed to do now? Of course it's your turn. All right, so that lonely Fenrir staring down all this back row.
Yeah, the rare time the Fenrir just kind of lives and searches another one. Normally you think you'd be winning in that situation if your Fenrir just sticks and you get to search again.
Yeah.
But maybe not in this situation.
Do we just have another skill drain? Okay, welcome Labrynth first of all.
No Ash once again.
Yeah, honestly, I even think the deck of Tom has more answers to Feather Duster than it has to Ash Blossom, right? I think we may have just had to pick the Ash Blossom there.
Yeah, with full knowledge, yeah, we could be a better choice.
Yeah. I mean, true. He does not know. I mean, he now knows about the Flashing Fire because he saw it last game. So
yeah, which would probably confuse him more than, you know,
for sure. He
realizing what version it is, but
he also saw the Lord
he's
of
going
the
for
Heavenly
the
Prison as well.
Oh, he's going for it. Wow.
Is there? Oh, maybe there's Eradicator for spells.
Yeah,
next
maybe
off?
he wants to go for Eradicator, or he has. Does he play Solemn Judgments? But like going second, you would expect them to not be in the deck, I guess.
I don't think there is Solemn Judgment, but
yeah, it must be he's got the Flashing Fire face down because this does switch off the protection effect.
So
you
he cannot target that.
But there is a perfectly good.
Oh, but it is Eradicator! Okay, he lost the trick. Dinkabui used it versus Tom, and now he wants to enjoy it himself. Of course, calling spell cards. Oh, but there's one spell card ready to be chained. Funnily enough, Tom did the exact same in the finals of
one more
of German nationals, chaining his own Cosmic Cyclone. But there's another one, and I mean that's trading. Oh, that's not a Cosmic Cyclone. That's Emergency.
But does he have another Rescue Ace to tribute?
No,
because it might be that he had it before and just didn't have a Rescue Ace.
Potentially, yeah.
So he's resolving the chain now.
Oh, he does though. He does.
What did he get?
Oh, he knew that because that was what was set off of.
And there is DD Crow Fenrir and
interesting.
The one-off Feather Duster, which is now in the graveyard officially. Okay, but I mean, we have the good old Hydron on the field now. We have Fenrir, so I think we right away kind of have to take care of the Hydrant here. Otherwise, it will just get the engine going there.
Hopefully, one of his 3 traps will be able to step in and do some work.
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
With a Labrynth deck?
You've got 3 traps and none of them are doing anything. I think you need to reevaluate what you've put in your deck.
Absolutely. So it is going to be
Daruma.
Oh, it's Daruma Cannon. Yes. Very nice way to immediately set a monster that was only summoned this turn, and therefore it will not be able to be flipped back up again this turn.
Yep.
He's already... No, that was set from Lord of the Heavenly Prison. It wasn't set from Lady.
What did he set? With the lady? I couldn't quite...
I think it was Welcome.
It might have been Big Welcome again.
Probably
or maybe a
welcome.
regular Welcome.
One of the Welcome traps for sure.
Yeah.
So we are able to flip our Fenrir back up, that's for sure. But it's not doing that much. There are no face-up cards we can banish. Sure, we could search out another Fenrir, but it's also not great because it cannot be summoned. So not really a card to be scared of.
You could tribute summon
I think
it
he
if you
just
wanted.
passed So this looks brutal at the moment with full knowledge of the end and just a DD Crow to protect himself. It doesn't look like that does much.
Yeah, Eradicator even going second, just a super powerful card, taking out that Feather Duster. So that was even another option we didn't even think about. You can take care of the Feather Duster there.
And this is an easy Lovely if you want. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just free, right? Just take one card out there.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, yeah, first of all, we're setting Terrors of the Overroot, and there, of course, is the Lovely.
This is
looking nice for Tom. He just does not stop winning.
Yeah, this just feels kind of like Labrynth 101, isn't it? When you get to like resolve a Lovely, then set a trap, it's just completely. This one trap's gone.
There is the DD Crow, so probably the trap he was about to set is going to be banished here now.
Yep, but this makes it so that the other card is
you lose the last card in your hand. And then you still get a set from Lovely. It's just brutal.
And you lose whatever card you draw to the Lovely in the draw phase. So
yeah, and Tom even gets to see what it is first.
Yep. It seems like Tom has lined up a checkmate almost like scenario. So
you can't line up checkmate unless you're running Archfiends. that's the other fiend.
Okay.
Archetype.
Hydrant is being run over, and it looks like we have responded to the summon of Lovely there, because we are still going to set a trap card here in main phase 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Not even bothering. Yeah, just doing it from the end.
Again, sitting there with 5 cards in the back row. We will even see what that is. That is probably not going to be a card that can turn around the entire game here. That was just Rescue Ace Impulse that he picked up. He's going to set it. And yeah, I think Tom has plenty of ways to deal with this.
One of his many cards.
There's Ariana. Lovely is going to trigger. Ariana is going to trigger. Luca is just nodding his head, getting the fist bump over. And it was a very long game 1, but still a swift